Co-managed IT services, where do you start? My name is Matt Rosenthal. I'm the CEO of Mindcore Technologies, and you probably found this video because you're considering outsourcing to a co-managed IT provider. Well, I'm going to share with you a few highlights, a few points that you might want to consider on this journey. First, you want to assess your internal IT's capabilities. So where do their limitations start and stop? Where could supplementing them really add value to your team? And you want to identify those areas of expertise that by bringing in a provider to supplement them will enhance the entire IT outcome, the entire experience for your organization and for your team. That evaluation is very important. In fact, if you really think about it, if you don't know where you're going, it's kind of difficult to start. So make sure you don't skip over that step. Don't just jump right into interviewing people and speaking with providers. Know what it is you want from them and make sure that when you have your questions laid out and you're having that conversation, that you're really hitting those questions hard and that you're getting the confidence that you need to ensure that if you decide to bring this particular firm in that you're speaking to, that it's really going to work for you. Well, how do you do that? This is number 2. Define the objectives and define the goals. Clearly define what the company is looking for. What are your objectives? What are your long-term goals? You want to make sure that that aligns with the overall business strategy. Where is the overall business going? You may be the CEO, you may be an IT director, you may be a CFO. Regardless of which of those roles you're in, you do need to make sure that when you zoom out and you look at the entire business, those goals and those objectives and that strategy, that then when you go to zoom into the IT aspect of that strategy, that the firm you're bringing in lines up and can actually help you get there by supplementing your on-site IT, your existing IT. Thirdly, you want to research those IT providers to make sure that those needs are obvious. What I mean by that is, do they actually have the same core values? Do they have the same belief system? Do they look at solving problems the same way? What is that experience going to be like? They may technically be able to solve the problems or to supplement your team, but is working with them going to be a good experience? Well, how do you find that out? You need to check on the experience that their clients have with them. You want to ask for references, and you're going to want to talk to those firms, and you're going to want to ask them, hey, what has your experience been like? What is communications like? How do projects feel? What are their processes like? What are their people? Did you reach your goals? Were your initial goals ultimately met by working with this company? And so that's very important research to do. You need to consider their expertise, their services, and those client reviews when you collectively use that information to make an informed decision. You're going to need to develop a detailed plan of what that partnership is going to look like. What are the roles and responsibilities? What's the communication channels? How do you reach people? What are the weekly or monthly meetings going to look like? Who's going to make decisions? What does a well-structured plan even look like? What's the foundation? What does success look like? You want to define what that is going to overall look like. So what you're really hearing me say is this is a journey, and you need to look at it as a journey. Typically, a co-managed IT process begins with those few meetings, but you're looking at typically a 3-month process. Yeah, that sounds like a long time, but if you think about it, integrating your teams, creating a hybrid team, understanding all of the requirements, making sure that you lay out a really good roadmap that plays out over the course of weeks, months, and possibly a few quarters. This is really important because once you get into this and it starts rolling, you're going to find something very interesting is going to happen. You're going to begin to get your time back. You're going to begin to be able to focus on the bigger strategic initiatives that you wanted to focus on, and the overall business is going to be able to experience the growth, the scalability, and those positive outcomes that you initially envisioned. This all comes down to choosing the right provider and doing the work to make sure that you've found them. Could you ever be 100% certain? No. But you can certainly reduce the risk, eliminate all of the possibilities of things that could go wrong by taking the time, asking the questions, and putting in the work to make sure you found the right firm. So I hope that this perspective helped you. If you had to take one thing away from this entire video, let it be this. Many firms out there say that they deliver a co-managed IT service. Not all of them actually have this true understanding of what that means, and they've begun to use that term to replace a managed services provider. And so be careful in this IT industry to make sure that you're separating a true co-managed IT provider from a more traditional IT consultant And how do you do that? Again, by asking a lot of questions and making sure that you have a sense of certainty that you've been satisfied with the answers. So I want to thank you for watching this video, and I encourage you to reach out to me so we can speak more about your journey. I'd be happy to give you some guidance and share my knowledge and my experience and share my clients with you so that you can speak to them, hear what their experience was like, and hopefully in the end that helps you to solve your problem, which is finding the right provider that fits your company. Thank you again for watching.